Hello guys, this is your friend Shinobi Addict 2.0 and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is What If Naruto Ascended as the Divine Elemental God, The Rise of an Angelic Harem, Part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. Now let's start the fanfic. Naruto was tied to a training log. His team had long left him there all alone, unable to get out of the ropes that bound him to the post after they had passed their little test to become full genin. He was thrown out of class the day the jutsu of getting out of rope was taught. He had struggled and struggled to get out of the ropes, but with no avail. He now hung his head, tired of fighting against the bonds. But he doesn't cry. No, tears had gotten him nowhere in the past, so what good would they do now? In his mind these words echoed. They abandoned me. It hurt. It hurt a lot. He thought things were going to be different when he became a ninja, but it looks like the more things change the more things street. I the same. His stomach growling and grumbling for food. He still hadn't eaten at all. All day Naruto stayed there tied up. No one coming by to check on him whatsoever. So Naruto stayed there tied up alone with only his thoughts as they grew darker and more depressing as he felt all of his will to leave him. What was the point when no one seemed to care about him? His supposed team didn't care about him at all, not even his Junin sensei. So again, what was the point on carrying on when there was no one there with him really? It wasn't till late at night when someone noticed him. The person jumped down and checked on him. He was breathing, but it was shallow and his pulse was steady as well, though growing fainter. They cut the ropes and Naruto fell to the ground, unresponsive. The person picked Naruto's limp body up and then carried him to the hospital, hoping it wasn't too late. Scene break. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, ran into the hospital with more energy and spirit that belied his real age. He turns to the Anbu that's standing guard at the door. Where is he, Neko? He asked in an urgent and desperate manner. He's resting, Lord Hokage. But, Neko said, trailing off at the end. But what is it, Neko? Hiruzen asked urgently. Neko shifted her stance. She was the one who found and took Naruto to the hospital and found the only doctor entrusted to care for Naruto. There was a special staff just set up for Naruto's care. The Hokage set it up, making sure that each member of the staff had an extensive background check and made sure that none of them had any hatred against Naruto due to the Kyuubi attack. The doctor told me that it seems Naruto is losing the will to live, Neko said softly. This made the old man's face pale. It just wasn't possible at all. He never thought Naruto would lose his will to live even after all the boy has gone through. He knew Naruto had gone through a lot and he knew that all of them left scars on Naruto. Most of them not physical. He didn't think it was that bad really, but it seemed it was. It was worse than he thought. Tell me everything, Neko. Don't leave a thing out, he said firmly. Neko then gave her full report and Hiruzen wasn't happy at all. Neko, I know you're tired, but I have an order for you, Hiruzen said. What is it, Lord Hokage? Neko asked, standing up straight. Get Kakashi here right now. I don't care if you have to tie him up and drag him here. I want him here now. Hiruzen barked. Neko bowed and shunshined away. It didn't take long and she returned with Kakashi, who looked perplexed and bewildered. He was in a shinobi bar with the rest of the Junin senseis having a drink and telling one another stories about their team's tests and stuff. He was then grabbed and dragged away from his fellow Junin by Neko without even seeing her at all. She had dragged Kakashi by the back of his collar all the way to the hospital, ignoring Kakashi's questions. Ah, Kakashi, Hiruzen said in a displeased fashion. What is it, Lord Hokage? Kakashi asked, standing up straight. Well, Kakashi, I thought you should know that one of your students is here in the hospital, Hiruzen said. Kakashi's eye widened. Who? He asked. Naruto, Hiruzen said. But how? I left him today and he was alright, Kakashi said. That was hours ago, Kakashi. Neko tell him, Hiruzen said as he needed to calm himself. Neko told Kakashi about how she found Naruto tied to the same post he had tied him to during the day. Kakashi was shocked upon hearing this. He couldn't believe it. He should have been able to get out. It's an easy jutsu to do to get out of ropes. It's a jutsu taught at the academy, the one-eyed Junin said. Apparently the teachers at the academy had hindered his studies more than I thought, Hiruzen growled. I apologize Lord Hokage, I didn't know at all. If I did then I wouldn't have left him or I would have gone back to check. I didn't know, Kakashi said. You didn't know. Kakashi, you watched over the boy in your time in Anbu. You saw how he lived, what he had to put up with. You should have known his life wouldn't be easy and now he seems to have lost the will to live, Hiruzen said. Kakashi felt like he was punched in the gut. Yes, he did know about Naruto's young life. He should have done more, be more observant. This was all of his fault. He had failed. He felt horrible, more horrible than he had ever felt in his life it seemed. I am taking Naruto off your team Kakashi, Hiruzen said. But Lord Hokage, Kakashi started. No, you've shown how you treat Naruto. He's no longer under your care. If Naruto survives he will placed somewhere else. You're dismissed, Hiruzen said without any room for discussion. Kakashi slumped away and out of the hospital. Scene break. Inside Naruto's mind he stood huddled on a small patch of land surrounded by a huge dank sewer. His knees drawn up with his arms wrapped around holding them in place by his chest. His forehead resting on his knees. He was all alone, like always. He didn't even look up when hearing the echoing growls. He just didn't care anymore. Everyone would be glad he was gone, no one cared about him at all. No one. The light in the sewer seemed to grow dimmer and dimmer as Naruto's thoughts turned darker and sadder. Damn it. Damn this village to Hades and Tartarus. Look at what it's done, a deep growl said. Yes, this village has done much to this poor innocent soul. He was even rejected by those that were supposed to be called his team. The ones that could give the boy new hope. But not all is lost my kitsune, an angelic voice said. What do you mean? The boy has no will left. I can feel his life and mine slipping away and I'm fighting for the both of us and I'm losing, the kitsune said with frustration. Yes, but remember even in the darkness there will always be thin beam of light yearning to break free, the angelic voice said. The kid has no light. He has none, the kitsune said. He does, he has light, but it's just a small sliver. We need to find a way to make it grow, the angelic voice said. How? The kitsune asked. I'll have to pull a few strings and mess with fate, the angelic voice sighed. And you're upset about that. You're God for heaven's sake. You can mess with anything and anyone you like, the kitsune said. Yes, but I'll be breaking my own laws that I've set not to interfere with the mortal realm, the angelic voice said. But this boy, you know he has a destiny that can't end now. He's far too damn important to be lost. You can say that this is an urgent need. None will argue with you on that. They all know how important the boy is, the kitsune said. You're right kitsune. You're right. But I must make the right changes or everything will fall to darkness which even young Naruto can't prevent, the angelic voice said. I will follow whatever you do my lady, the kitsune said. Then let's change things kitsune. Hopefully for the better, the angelic voice said. Scene break. In a certain part of Konoha as well as in other villages there was a glow from specific beds. All of them now had their lives, their fates changed forever. Scene break. Naruto was still huddled on his little island when he heard a voice. Hey, are you alright? Naruto didn't answer. He then felt a hand touch his shoulder gently shaking him. He slowly moved his head up and saw a girl wearing PJs with assortment of weapons on them. She had long brown hair and brown eyes that showed genuine concern. Something that was new for Naruto to see in a person. He had never seen anyone direct great concern to him. Who are you? Naruto asked in a despondent monotone voice. My name is Tenten. What's your name and where are we? The girl asked as she looked around her dark surroundings. I'm not sure where we are, but my name is Naruto, Naruto said despondently, not even caring to look around. This isn't a cool place. Tenten and Naruto turned and saw a blonde girl walking to them. She was wearing PJs in the color of dark blue also, and they didn't help to hide her nicely endowed chest. She had shoulder-length blonde hair and ice-cold blue eyes. Hi, who are you? Tenten asked. The blonde girl looked at Naruto and Tenten, eyeing them like they might be a possible threat. Seeing as they were not, she relaxed just a smidge. My name is Samui, and your names are? She asked. Tenten and Naruto gave their names and Samui walked closer to them just so she could be on dry land, which seemed to have expanded from the very small island to a little bigger one to fit the three. Though the three of them didn't seem to notice this at all. I knew I shouldn't have eaten Konkuro's cooking. Now I am having this weird dream, a dirty blonde girl said. The three on the island turned to see the new arrival. She had dirty blonde hair and teal green eyes. Her PJs consisted of a tank top and shorts in a tan color and both made of light material. Okay, who are you guys? I've never seen you in any of my dreams before. The girl asked. I'm not sure this is a dream, but my name is Tenten, Tenten said. Naruto and Samui introduced themselves and the new girl introduced herself as Tamari. She then joined them on the patch of land that once again grew enough for her to stand there and not been cramped together with the others. So why are we here, and where is here? Tamari asked, looking around. All shall be revealed soon, just 2 more to go, a voice said. Who said that? Show yourself. Samui asked as she tried to pinpoint where the voice's origin. Tamari and Tenten followed Samui's example, trying to search for the source of the voice. Naruto though didn't seem to really care. I shall reveal myself when you're all united, but 2 must still join, and they will be here, soon, the voice said. It didn't take long for another girl to show. She looked a bit crabby. She had short dark hair and pink pupil-less eyes. Her PJs had rocks on them. Who are you and where am I? She demanded. We're not sure on the where part really, Tamari said. After they introduced themselves and found the new girl's name was Kuretsuchi. She joined them on the island and again the island grew larger to accommodate the new addition. Next the last girl joined them. She had long dark hair and blackish brown eyes. She asked the usual, where am I and who are you? Questions, then introductions were made. The girl, whose name is Haku, joined the others on the island. Once on the island it seemed the light in the area increased to reveal where they were. A sewer? How'd the heck we wind up in a sewer of all places? Kuretsuchi asked, shocked and a bit appalled. That's it. I'm not eating any more of Konkuro's cooking no matter what he says, Tamari groaned. This isn't a real sewer, but a mindscape, my children. It's a physical projection of a mind, the voice said. Okay. Who are you? The last 2 are here, so show yourself, Samui asked as she once again tried to pinpoint the voice. Samui wasn't the only one to try to find the origin of the voice. Kuretsuchi scanned the dank space as did Haku, Tamari and Tenten. They all were facing outwards, keeping their backs as close as they could to one another. Naruto was the only one not being vigilant. Soon a bright light flashed upon them and they had to shield their eyes. Once the light faded they saw what they could only describe the most beautiful woman they'd had ever seen. She had gorgeous golden-colored hair done in ringlets. Her body was perfectly proportioned, which made all the girls a bit envious. She had deep blue eyes that were like 2 flawless sapphires that twinkle like they were under display lights. Hello my children, she said with a smile. Who are you? Naruto asked, staring at the woman with awe. Naruto. My child. You are a very special boy, the woman said, smiling at Naruto. How do you know my name? Naruto asked fearfully. I know many things. I know all of your names and what's been going on in your lives so far, the woman said. That's all good, but you haven't told us your name, Kuretsuchi said, crossing her arms. No, I haven't, the woman said, chuckling. My name, well, I wasn't really given a name and actual name like you were, but you all know me as God. This stunned the group. They were talking to God. This had to be some sort of trick, an illusion. Yeah, It had to be some creatively complex genjutsu of some kind. That or the weirdest dream any of them ever had. A few tried to dispel the genjutsu with no success. This kind of amused the great deity as she watched the girls try to dispel her. I assure you you're not dreaming or under any genjutsu whatsoever. But your lives have all been altered from the courses that I've had set for each of you, God said. What do you mean? Samui asked. I've changed the course of your lives for a simple purpose. For Naruto's benefit, God said. This had all. Then girls turned to Naruto for answers. Naruto cowered and returned to his huddled ball. Don't hate the boy for this. He's had more than enough share of hate in his young life, God said, reprimanding the girls. The great deity then began to explain to them all about Naruto's harsh life so far. She projected movies of Naruto's memories as visual aids like a film on a projector. Naruto felt ashamed and wanted it all to stop. He didn't want to remember all those bad memories. He didn't want anyone to see what he had been through since it was private. They were his burden and no one else's. The beatings, the dirty looks, the way he went for a days going hungry and had to scrounge around in the trash for something to eat. All of it was on display. Meanwhile, the girls just watched with tears in their eyes at how people could treat Naruto like that. She then told them about what had been sealed within Naruto. You're going to get trouble. The old man made it a law against telling anyone, Naruto said. God laughed and her laughter was like beautiful music. I don't think the Hokage has the power to punish me, young one, she said with great mirth. Oh, yeah, is there a name I can call you? It feels weird calling you God, Naruto said, rubbing the back of his head. The girls looked at Naruto with scandalized expressions. Naruto, do you know who you're talking to? Tenten hissed. I'm sorry, but it just feels weird, Naruto mumbled. It is all right, Tenten. I can see the oddity of just being called God all the time. You can all call me Sophia, the immortal being said. Okay, so Sophia. Why are we here exactly? You showed us Naruto's memories, but haven't told us the actual full reason. Kuretsuchi asked. Ah yes, for that I need to show one more memory, then I'll explain, Sophia said. The memory shown was the day of the Genin test. The girls watched the test with interest and shook their heads at Naruto's brash attitude and knew they would need to change that. It then hit them as to why it would be them to change Naruto, but putting that issue aside as they then watched Naruto Get left behind by his team after the test. I can't believe they did that. Especially the Junin sensei, after going on all about teamwork and his code of, those who disobey rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrade are lower than trash. He's a hypocrite, Tenten raged. Yes, that was totally not cool, Samui said in agreement. I thought Konoha were supposed to be all big on teamwork and crap. That just shows they don't listen to their own stuff, Kuretsuchi said. His team is no better. He's got a damn fangirl and that boy. I don't know, but there's something about him that rubs me the wrong way. I just don't like him, Tamari said. Both aren't worthy of being Genin. The girl is going to get killed on her first mission out of the village, and the boy. There's something dark about the boy I can't really place, Haku said. Naruto jumped up to defend Sakura. Naruto, why do you defend her? She hurts you physically and emotionally. She doesn't deserve the feelings you try and show her, Tamari said. But, Naruto muttered. She is right, Naruto. Sakura Haruno isn't worth your time. That is why I selected these girls. They are more than worth your time, and they are all strong in their own right as well as beautiful too, Sophia said. The girls blushed at being complimented by the deity. Naruto slumped to the ground. Now, to why you're here. After the despicable display by Naruto's team, he had begun to lose all hope, his will to live. That act was the final nail in the coffin. He remained tied up all day and late into the night until a ninja found him and took him to the hospital. Naruto was on the verge of falling to utter darkness and death till I decided to intervene along with a friend of mine, Sophia said. A huge cage appeared that made the girls wonder why they hadn't seen it before. In the cage was a man. He had long red hair tied in a simple ponytail wearing a kimono with dancing foxes on it. Behind him was 9 lovely tails swaying back and forth. Hey, who are you? Naruto asked loudly. This got him bonked on the head by both Tenten and Temari, though their hits weren't even a fourth as hard as Sakura would hit him. Ow, that hurt. Naruto whined. You don't need to shout, Naruto, Temari chided gently. Tenten just nodded in agreement with the dirty blonde. Fine, but who's the guy? Naruto asked in a more quieter voice as he rubbed his bruised head. I'm surprised, Kit. I've been inside you practically since you've been alive, really, the man said with a smirk. You're the Kyuubi, Naruto shouted. Again he was bonked on the head by Tenten and Temari. Use your inside voice, Naruto, Tenten said sternly. Naruto grumbled as he rubbed his head again. I see you're already teaching the kid manners. He needs them since he has none whatsoever. Though I don't really blame him since no one has ever taught him any to begin with, Kyuubi said. He was amused by the girls already trying to teach Naruto manners. I don't understand. I thought you're a bloodthirsty demon bent on utter destruction. Tenten asked. Oh, that. Well, I only get like that when I've had a bad day or too much to drink or someone really pisses me off. Normally I am very peaceful when I am left alone and all, Kyuubi said. Neither the girls or Naruto really knew what to say to this. Kitsune, I believe it's time to begin teaching them, Sophia said. As you wish, my lady, Kyuubi said, bowing to the deity. Scene break. Inside Naruto's mind, he and his girls got trained. For Naruto it was a total rebuilding. The girls, Kyuubi and Sophia, had to tear down everything Naruto knew and start from scratch. Sophia helped by producing a plant and giving the girls shears. This bush is Naruto's whole being. I gave you the shears for you to prune off all the parts he doesn't need and leave the characteristics that he should keep, Sophia said. But how will we know what to prune? Haku asked. You will know, Sophia said mysteriously. The girls all looked at one another, then shrugged, and then they gently and carefully began to work. It was amazing how coordinated they were together even though they hadn't known each other for very long. But deep inside they just felt they had known one another for a long time. It was hard to explain. This was Sophia's doing. She jump-started the sense of camaraderie between the girls. It was just a jump start, the rest was up to them. The girls clipped off Naruto's brash nature. His stubbornness though kept enough so he wouldn't give up when he faced a challenge. They pruned down his hyper-personality and also love for ramen. They kept Naruto's great loyal nature though pruned it back a little so it wouldn't hinder him, his cunning mind that he got from doing pranks as well as thinking on the fly was kept. They kept going, making sure Naruto would be better for it. Once done, the girls stepped away and the plant disappeared and Naruto, who was asleep for the whole thing, awoke. Oh, man, he grumbled. How do you feel, Naruto? Haku asked. Weird. Like I am new though I remember how I used to be, Naruto said with a frown. That's good, now we have a clean slate to work with, Sophia said. Yes, the kid will be able to learn things better without all the baggage he's had before, the Kyuubi said. Naruto learned manners to begin with, then he went on to what was taught at the academy. Kyuubi played the role of instructor for this and Naruto actually listened since most of his bad habits had been snipped away. Though he still got bored since he really wasn't one for lessons that involved sitting, reading and listening. He was more of a person of action. Meanwhile, Sophia had the girls get to know one another since they'd be spending a lot of time together. With that, the girls asked for some different clothes since they didn't want to just wear their PJs. Sophia told them to think what they wanted to wear and it shall be done. So each girl thought about what they wanted to wear and they were dressed in the apparel they thought of. They all chose their outfits they wore as kunoichi. I have a question, Sophia, Tenten said. What is it, Tenten? Sophia asked. Why did you pick a girl from each of the 5 major villages? Tenten asked. The other 4 girls were curious about this as well. I wanted Naruto to have a piece of each of the villages, and when I looked through each village looking for possible candidates, I found you 5 were the best in my opinion, Sophia said. But though I am from Kiri, I'm not a shinobi. I am running with Zabuza and he's a missing nin, Haku said. Your heart is pure, Haku. That's why I chose you. That's why I chose all of you. You all have pure hearts and souls. Even though a few of you have taken lives for your duty, you never taken an innocent one that would darken your soul, Sophia said. The girls nodded. But why me? Iwa and Konoha aren't friends due to the last shinobi war. Kuretsuchi asked. What a better way to bury the hatchet than to have such a union. I've heard and seen many mortals do this custom to cease feuds, Sophia said. The girls had to nod in agreement with this. The Hyuga clan won't be pleased with this. They don't like Kumo due to what we tried to do, Samui said. Ah yes. That, Sophia said with a small frown. What do you mean? Haku asked. Samui then explained how the previous Raikage tried to kidnap the young Hyuga heiress so they could breed their O.W.N. Byakugan. Haku blanched at this. There are many dirty dealings in all of the villages. I am saddened that so many souls are tainted with such darkness, Sophia said sadly. After Naruto got his education, he then began training as a shinobi in the proper way. Kyuubi taught Naruto the Kitsune-style taijutsu since it worked well for Naruto's fighting. It dealt quick hard blows and at times used sneak attacks on opponents. Naruto also learned many ninjutsu since he had the chakra reserves to do many powerful jutsu without getting worn out. Kyuubi of course had to keep warning Naruto not to overdo it. Naruto had no use for genjutsu, but Kyuubi found a way to around that. He just had Naruto become sensitive to the illusion-based jutsu so he could spot it and dispel it if needed. What also happened was a part of Naruto's brain was awakened. The part where he was talented in fuinjutsu. Now Kyuubi knew this was gift that Naruto had inherited from both of his parents. So Naruto got to work learning all the fuinjutsu he could. Sophia provide the scrolls on the topic and Naruto Becca. Me quite skilled in it. He could now rival a seal master. During that time the girls were included into the training. They worked with the skills they had and expanded. Kyuubi provided an excellent source since he had been around so long he could help each girl out. Sophia also sought to expand all the girls' chakra reserves since she knew they'd need to be stronger. The girls wanted to not only get stronger for themselves, but to get stronger so they could help Naruto and each other. They didn't want to be helpless. They all cared for the blonde very much after spending so much time with him. They just couldn't help not to. And with that the girls opened up to Naruto more and more. Sophia saw this all and smiled since she knew the future was looking brighter and brighter for them all. She just hoped it was enough though. She may be the one true god, but there are wrinkles in the future that even she could never foresee. So she and the Kyuubi prepared them as much as they could. Temari had perfected her wind jutsu. It helped that Sophia topped up Temari's affinity to wind so Temari could do it using very little of her chakra it seemed. She used her big fan and two smaller fans that were for close combat. With that Temari got drilled in taijutsu, which wasn't one of her strong suits. She was taught a taijutsu style she could use in conjunction with her wind chakra. She released a bit of wind chakra with every strike to deal more damage to her opponent. Temari didn't care for genjutsu and was taught how to dispel it. Her taijutsu style she called Gale Force style. Haku's Hyoten bloodline was increased to the max by Sophia and she learned all of her family's jutsu from Kyuubi who knew many ice jutsus, some that even the Yuki family didn't even know. She was also taught wind and water jutsus too. She also learned more medical jutsu by Sophia since Kyuubi wasn't one to really know that stuff. He healed himself so didn't need to know any healing jutsu. Haku also learned taijutsu, which was one of her weak points. Kyuubi found a style that would work for her. It was called the Shiva's Wrath style. Kyuubi picked it up somewhere though he wasn't sure where, but it worked for Haku. Haku's use of Senbon needles were amazing and she had great accuracy. This of course led to contest of skill with projectiles against Tenten. The matches always came out a draw. Tenten's accuracy was now amazing. She could hit a target with her eyes closed. She got a lot better with the rest of her mighty arsenal of weapons too. It helped that Kyuubi knew how to use each one and instructed her how to use each weapon to its full potential. Sophia made sure that Tenten branched out though. She told Tenten that it wouldn't do her any good to just be good in one thing and that all ninja shinobi and kunoichi were at least somewhat skilled in several areas. So Tenten worked on getting her taijutsu up to par as well as ninjutsu too. Genjutsu was difficult for her since she didn't care for it much. As for her ninjutsu, she learned she had a water affinity and was taught by Haku and Kuretsuchi as well as Kyuubi. She also got more help in her fuinjutsu since she just knew how to do storage scrolls. Samui's skill with her tanto was excellent as well as her lightning jutsu. She used them both effectively. Kyuubi and Sophia helped Samui in her training with Kyuubi giving her scrolls to work from so she could say her tanto more efficiently than before. Sophia used her vast knowledge to give Samui lightning jutsu as well as up Samui's lightning affinity to the max. Kyuubi didn't know many lightning jutsu since he preferred his fire-based ones more. Samui though needed work on her taijutsu since it was average. She wanted to get better with it since she knew that was an area where she lacked. She had little bit of genjutsu, but not a whole lot. She only used it to distract her opponent really. Kuretsuchi had some work cut out for her when they found out she had 3 nature affinities. Water, fire and earth, which Sophia up to the max. Sophia helped Kuretsuchi to combine them into lava release, a rare type to have. Kyuubi got to work in helping Kuretsuchi in her taijutsu and she excelled in that along with her ninjutsu training. Another thing they had to work on was her attitude since she could get overly and to not look down on certain shinobi because of their jobs. Curb it a bit, but otherwise she was fine the way she was. Her anger and distrust over Naruto being a leaf nin was gone and she had accepted him. All 5 girls trained and sparred against one another as well as against Naruto to get better as well as build camaraderie with one another. Kyuubi also sparred with them all to help them gauge where their level was. They got closer to each other as they worked together. What they found was that inside Naruto's mind they didn't need any sleep or food. So this increased their training many times since they didn't need their basic needs. Naruto and his girls, as he was now calling them, grew together more and more as time passed. They were now very close to each other. When they all had a break, an important question was brought up. How long have we been here? Samui asked. Good question. It feels like we've been here forever, Kuretsuchi said. Ah yes, but time is relative, Kyuubi said. What's that supposed to mean? Tamari asked. It means that in here time doesn't exist. I have stopped time for you all in here, Sophia said. But where are we exactly? You never actually told us where we are, Tenten asked. She's right. We never found out where we are, just that we're in a mindscape that looks like a sewer, Kuretsuchi said. Oh, I didn't tell you where you all are. I thought I did, Sophia said as the immortal being scratched her head. The girls and Naruto shook their heads. Very well. You're in Naruto's mind, Sophia said. What? The girls shouted. Yes, this is Naruto's mindscape, Sophia said. The girls couldn't believe this was Naruto's mindscape. They looked to the boy for an answer, but he couldn't provide any. Let me be the one to answer that since Naruto doesn't a clue, Kyuubi said. The girls turned to Kyuubi. Due to Naruto's unpleasant childhood, he never had a supply of good memories and thus his mindscape turned into a sewer to show how his life is. Remember, your mindscape can be whatever you want it to be, and since Naruto's life has been mostly crappy, it turned into a sewer, Kyuubi said. The girls nodded in understanding, then got back to training. Scene break. Once training was finished, Sophia and Kyuubi stood in front of their charges. I must say that you've done all you've been asked to do and I am very proud of all of you, Sophia said, smiling at them all. Yeah, you never backed down from anything we threw at you, Kyuubi said. Now for some final things. Naruto, we know who your parents are and now that you've been trained enough we feel that you're strong enough to know who they are, Sophia said. Naruto stiffened hearing this. He had wanted to know who his parents are, but Sophia and Kyuubi never told him, telling him he wasn't ready yet. But it seemed like he was. He felt his girls gather around him, to support and comfort him. Your father was the guy who sealed me within you, Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage. And your mother was Kushina Uzumaki, my jailer before you, Kyuubi said. Naruto was shocked. His father was the one that sealed Kyuubi inside him. He was the reason that he was beaten, spat upon, never had any friend nor any good food to eat. He felt rage boil within him, but that ended quickly since he was mixed with emotions of now knowing who his parents were. And to now know that his mother held the Kyuubi before him. It was all very shocking. His girls were shocked hearing all of this, but they resolved to help Naruto. Even Kuretsuchi, after finding about who Naruto's father was. She knew Naruto wasn't his father even if they looked alike, and now knowing it wasn't just an odd coincidence of some kind. But her feelings for Naruto hadn't wavered at all. This just showed how much she has grown. Now you must all return, but never fear. You shall be reunited soon, Sophia said. Soon everything turned white. It was so blinding that the six of them shielded their eyes. Scene break. Naruto awoke groggy in the morning. The first thing he noticed was all the training he had done within his mind had made it to his physical body. He was surprised by this, then he saw a note on the top of his blankets. He took it and opened it. Naruto, you are already awake by now. As you can see, your body has grown with the training you did in your mind. Think of it as a little gift from me so you don't have to work back up to the level you were at in your mind. Both you and your girls received the same gift. Don't worry about seeing them since you will be, soon. Sophia. Naruto blinked at the letter, then as soon as he finished reading it the paper dissolved into nothing. This made him sigh and wonder what he was going to do next. Soon the doctor came in to do his morning checks and was shocked to see Naruto awake, but smiled. Hello Naruto, glad to see you're up, he said, not even acting startled about Naruto's new appearance. Hey doc, when can I get out of here? Naruto asked. The doctor chuckled. He knew how much Naruto hated being in the hospital. I just have to do some checks and then I'll have Miko give you some breakfast, then you should be ready to be discharged, the doctor said. Great. I can't wait to see Miko, Naruto said with a smile. The doctor did his checks and was surprised at the results he was getting. He did them 3 times and got the same results. He needed a better medical opinion. He thanked Naruto and left. Soon after, Miko came in along with the Anbu Neko. Naruto greeted Neko and Miko happily since he remembered them both. Neko for watching over him when he was younger, and Miko, a nurse that was on staff specifically to check Naruto. Neko checked the food to make sure it wasn't poisoned. Could never be too careful. After the food passed clear, Naruto ate and chatted with Miko about what she was doing in her life. Soon Naruto finished and Miko left. Naruto Uzumaki, you're to report to the Hokage after you've been released, Neko said. Right. I'll go see the old man, Naruto said, getting up. Neko nodded and left. Naruto got changed in his orange jumpsuit, vowing to get new clothes as soon as he could. While in his head his girls drilled into him that wearing orange wasn't very ninja-like. Scene break. Hey old man, Naruto greeted. Hiruzen looked up and smiled, then he noticed the changes to Naruto's appearance. Naruto was a bit taller than he was. Now he was on equal footing with the rest of his former classmates in height. Plus there was this aura around the blonde that Hiruzen couldn't exactly place. The Naruto in front of him was still the Naruto he knew, but he felt that he was different somehow. Like he went through a rebirth of some kind. Also the fact that Naruto looked just like his father now, with bits of his mother peeking through too. Hello Naruto, I'm glad you're feeling alright, Hiruzen said, smiling. Yeah, so when can I get back to my team and start missions? Naruto asked. Ah yes, about that. I've decided to remove you from your team, Hiruzen said. Naruto was shocked. What? But what am I going to do? He asked. I did this with good reason, Naruto. Your Junin-sensei is responsible for you and your teammates, and that means everything. What Kakashi did was inexcusable. He left you tied to that post without even a second thought at all, Hiruzen said firmly. But what am I going to do? I need a team, Naruto asked frowning. Lord Hokage, if I may. Neiko asked. Go ahead Neiko, Hiruzen said. Neiko appeared and stood at attention. I wish to be Naruto's instructor. I know he has much potential and wish to help him reach it, Neiko said. You do realize that if you do this Neiko, you'll be retired from Anbu, right? Hiruzen asked. I do sir. I've been mulling over retiring from Anbu anyway and this is a perfect chance, if you allow it sir, Neiko said. Very well. Remove your mask and introduce yourself to your new student, Hiruzen said. Neiko nodded and removed her mask. Naruto stared at the beautiful woman in front of him. She had brown eyes with purple hair. She smiled at Naruto. My name is Yugao Azuki, your new Junin instructor, Yugao said. Name is Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said grinning. Naruto, you may leave while I discuss with Yugao your training, Hiruzen said. Naruto nodded and left. Lord Hokage, Yugao asked. Yugao, you're taking on a big responsibility. I am very proud of you though I'll miss you as an Anbu. Please do whatever you need to do to not only keep Naruto safe, but train him to be the best shinobi he can be, Hiruzen said. I will Lord Hokage, Yugao said bowing. Before she could leave a scroll appeared on Hiruzen's desk and he picked it up and opened it read it. It seems that Naruto has had some training already and this means some changes will have to be made, he said. What do you mean sir? Yugao asked confused. Hiruzen motioned Yugao over to read the scroll. She was surprised to what she was reading. This will change a great many things. Naruto walked around the village feeling pretty good. He wanted to head to the nearest training ground to try out his new skills he now has. It was cool doing them in his mind, but to now actually have a chance to use them awake meant they were truly real. Like the old saying goes, seeing is believing. But before he could even go to a training ground he walked into his old team. What are you doing here loser? Sasuke asked coldly. Nice to see you too, Naruto said coolly. Naruto idiot watch where you're walking you nearly bumped in Sasuke. Sakura screamed. You say something? Naruto asked in Kakashi-esque style. This made Sakura angry and she went to punch Naruto, but her fist was stopped by Kakashi. Now Sakura. You can't harm a fellow Konoha shinobi outside of a sparring match unless you want to face punishment, Kakashi said gently, but sternly. But Kakashi-sensei, Sakura whined. Kakashi just gave her a stern look and she went quiet. Hey Kakashi, Naruto greeted neutrally. Hello Naruto, how are you? Kakashi asked though he was still hurt that Naruto was no longer on his team. He knew he'd have to make it up to Naruto somehow, some way.